Yes, guys. Okay, it's BTS TV back with Matt Parker. And you know what? I think it was last year we were doing these weekly episodes every Monday to look back at the shows for the weekend. Now, we're not there yet. The shows aren't happening yet. But, Matt, I thought let's take this opportunity and look at some of the UK prospects who are pushing for the pro cards. And also, we'll also look at some of the current IFBB pros who have got some shows lined up in the next few weeks.
100%, mate. It's only around the corner now. 3.5 weeks, or just over 3.5 weeks until the first, NPC Two Bros regional this year. And then from there, it really starts to kick off, doesn't it? So we're almost there, mate. I fucking hate January and February. It's boring.
I know, right. Well, look, let's get to it. Okay, so we're going to start. And guys, what I want for you guys as well, first off, if you're watching this, you may as well click subscribe. That does help. Drop a like. And also, for the people I'm about to mention, just drop in a comment. Who do you think's got the best shot for an IP Pro card this year? Drop a comment, that person. Let me know. Also, if I've missed somebody, if there's somebody I should be paying attention to, let me know in the comments below. I do check all of them out as well. Okay, let's get to it. Matt. I'm going to start with your boy. I'm going to start with your boy straight away. Let's get this done. One moment. Let's bring him up.
He's getting some hype now. I know we just spoke about it, but Ryan Terry even commented on his post the other day, which is pretty cool.
Look, when you got Mr. Olympia, Mr. Men's Physique Olympia commenting in a positive way, then you know you're doing something right. And clearly, Tamas is doing something right. I know this picture was still from 7 days ago. You've dropped some pictures on your IG story recently, but we'll still go off this one anyway. Give me an update. When can we see him on stage?
10 weeks out. He's 10 weeks out. So we're going for shows end of May, early June. I think I mentioned it before. Like, there's a couple of reasons why we did that. We were originally going to go in for the first lot of shows, but the goal is to get the IFBB Pro card, and then the goal is to do pro shows straight after. And there are barely any pro shows in Europe at the start of the year. And we weren't in a rush, so we thought we'd just postpone it a little bit. So yeah, it's going to be end of May, June time. And I think he is going to be pretty much on his pro weight cap straight away. So if he gets his card, we're hoping he's going to be competitive in those pro lineups.
So I guess for myself, like we've heard the expression, like he could turn pro in the right lineup. I'm gonna say for Tamas, he can turn pro in any lineup, which is obviously how much I rated. One thing I'm gonna say this to you, Tamas. Okay, I'm gonna say this. The physique is unbelievable. You're getting a lot more recognition. I can see it in the engagement. I can see it in the comments. You got Mr. Olympia in Ryan Terry commenting. One thing I'd love to see for you, Tamas, now is as you're building your profile, you're thinking ahead that hopefully one day you will go in join the pro ranks, maybe in 10, 12 weeks time. I would love, just go on your story, mate. Go on your story and give it, talk more about yourself because I know he's got a full-time job, right?
Yeah, yeah, full-time job.
The guy's got a full-time job looking like that. That straight away is a should be inspiring to many 9 to 5 workers, seeing that you know what, you don't need to be an online coach or PT or somebody not working in the office to build an IP Pro physique. He's
Not only
doing that.
that, not only that, he works weekends as well because he needs to save for his season. So he's working 6 days a week. He only gets one day off, and his full-time job he does like 50 hours as well. So
Mate,
yeah,
there we
he
go.
works hard.
Tamas, get on your story, sharing your story as well. I want to see more because I want people to get to know you as well, not just your physique, but get to know you as a person because you are a quality guy. Okay, next one. I actually did a post about this chap yesterday. I know you're going to know him as well. It is, of course, Kyle Shayler. Let me just bring up the video that I took. In fact, yeah, he sent me this one, but. Did I put? Yeah, here we go. Okay, Kyle. Nathan Styles client. I know Nathan's got quite a few new people join him at the start for this season. One of them being Chloe Pickford, who is at IP Pro Wellness. But Kyle, definitely want to watch. I'm going to say this again. Like I said to Tamas, I do not need to say he could turn pro in the right lineup. I can see him turning pro in any lineup. Talk to me about Kyle.
He's a really sound guy. Me and Kyle talk a fair bit actually. But mate, the amount he's leveled up since taking because he took all of last year off to grow, right? So he already looked very good before when he competed. He now says he's going to be about 10 kilos up from that. So I think you're right. I think no matter what pro qualifier he goes in, I think he's going to get it. And the thing is with Kyle, like his earlier updates, I was a little bit worried, like, is his back going to be as good as his front? Because in the past it was a weakness, but you can clearly see he's brought it up. And the leaner he gets, the better that back's going to look as well. So I don't see an awful lot of weaknesses with him at all. I think he's going to do very well. I know what he wanted to do a pro show as well. So it'd be interesting to see if he hangs on and then maybe him and Tamas will be in the same show at some point this year. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I would like to see more density in the back, but then again, look, that comes with time. We all know when it comes to on the backside, Ryan Terry, it's a perfect example. It comes over time, but obviously from the front, with we small waist, we can see that condition is dialing in. He's still got another 7 weeks, so definitely.
It's the
Definitely
first
want to
Bournemouth.
watch. Definitely want to. If I put my money on, if I had to go to the bookies right now and put money on two men's physique competitors who I feel will turn IFBB Pro by the end of this year, or even by the start of summer, it would be Tamas and Kyle, which is why I've got these two in straight away.
It says 7 weeks out. I reckon he'll be going for the first lot of shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, his condition's looking good. I reckon he'll be. Don't be surprised if you see him at the first pro qualifier.
Well, we're just going to jump to one other men's physique competitors. I think I've still got a few more I want to mention, but let's talk about Seb. So Sabastine. Sorry if I said your name wrong. Here we go. You posted a video this morning. So, Zach Fothergum, who was our coach of the year in 2024, the men's physique wizard. We've seen what he's done with a lot of men's physique guys. Here is one of his next ones, one of his next Avengers. What are we saying about Seb?
Mate, he's looking very good. He's getting better and better. Like I think I brought him up to you maybe on the episode with Mike a
You
couple of
did.
months ago,
Yeah.
because he was naturally did the Ben Weeders, and I knew he was going down this sort of like route and going for shows early this year, and I knew he'd be one to watch out for. Definitely proving me right. I mean, teaming up with Zach, you know you're always going to get good results anyway. So as long as he brings the condition, I think he's definitely going to be one to watch out for. I'm glad he's not in my height class, that's for sure.
How tall is he?
I think he's either height class D or height class C. He's a couple of inches shorter than me, sort of like 5'10". But yeah, man, he's going to be very, very good.
Yeah, I'm looking through here. So I really like it from the rear, nice back. I like the lower back as well. Some good density there. I think, as you mentioned as well, condition wise, it's definitely going to be a key factor. When you're looking at the posing and you look at the shape of the presentation, it's clearly stand. Men's physique is just it's taking up these boxes.
Yeah.
He's looking great here. For me as well, it's one of those where I'm looking at this thinking, yes, he could turn pro in the right lineup. He's there's Tamas and Kyle in their own way. There's something they had that wow factor straight away, and there's no doubt that Seb could probably get there. We all know how competitive these men's physique lineups are, especially when you hear those middle height classes of C, D, and E, where you do have those high volume of numbers. And it really is a who's who of some of the most top competitors in the UK.
Mm.
But look, how can anybody doubt him when he's got Zach in his corner and Zach knows how to get the job done?
Yeah, 100%. You absolutely hit the nail on the head there, to be honest, mate, because he's looking fantastic on his own. It's when you're going to be putting him next to people like Kyle, is is he going to be still looking just as amazing? And you don't really know with a lot of the amateurs until they're on that stage. But looking at his structure, and like you said, he's got great density in his back, density in his chest. I do really think I agree with you. I think he's going to be in the mix.
We're going to bring up a female competitor here. So this girl, yeah, she's been mentioned about a few times for myself. So I will bring her up. Oh, here it is. Yeah, it's Marsha Rose. I believe she's doing the next two Rose regional and will be doing the pro qualifier. Try to see if I think.
Oh yeah,
Is this one of the most recent? Yeah. So one of Jake Watt's clients, and once again, Jay being a very established coach in the UK, we've seen the work he's done with Marnie and Emily and turn them IP Pro. He has got a very strong resume. So Marsha is stepping on stage. So this was 5 weeks out, which we know this is 1 week ago. So this was the first two Bros regional, going into the 2 weeks later for next the first pro qualifier in the UK. And I know her posing coach in Marnie is very excited to see her on stage. she rates her very highly. So on the bikini side, we always know how competitive things are, and it's so difficult to even look out from this far out and know how somebody could be on the day. And once again, those lineups, I don't know how tall Marsha is, because we know there are certain height classes which are just absolutely mental when it comes to the volume of competitors. So, Marsha, I'm looking forward to seeing your development over the next few weeks as you go into your first.
Uh, Her glutes are like absolutely insane. The one thing I will say about her
Go for it.
is I think as she develops up through the ranks, I think she's going to get a card. Like looking at those glutes,
Yeah,
like insane. As she progresses up through the ranks, I think she's definitely going to need to work on that balance a bit more, though. So the upper to lower balance. She'll
yeah.
probably be fine in sort of like lower tier judging shows, because like her glutes, like they have got the wow factor, right? But someone like Tyler, you hear it all the time: balance, balance, balance. So I think when she gets the card, works her way up through the ranks, I think they'll need to work on that a little bit. But I'm sure with Jake, like they'll absolutely nail that.
The next one I'm going to mention. Okay, this one. I'm going to bring up Gerald. Where is he?
Alavezo.
Gerald, where is he? Here he is. Because he posted something earlier today. Where is it? Was it this one? We've been locked. We've looked at 10 weeks out. So I'm bringing up Gerald, and I'm gonna say this in the nicest possible way. And I want to see this guy roll back those years of when he was such a big talking point in men's physique. I remember when he burst into the scene as when PCA only did one overall men's winner, and he beat all the bodybuilders. He
Yeah,
got his pro card later as well, and there was such big and rightly so. The hype around him was justified. I remember in 2023 at the Shrew Classic, it took place in London. I think came second in his class. I
yeah.
had him clearly down as first. He should have won his class. I thought it was the best he ever looked. I don't know if he ever got back to that look. And 2025, he says it's the best he's ever looked 10 weeks out. He's got Zach in his corner. I want to see this guy live up to his potential. And his potential should be more than knocking on the door of winning an IP Pro card.
Mm.
What's
Yeah.
your thoughts?
The problem with Gerald is, I'm sure he won't mind me saying it, he loses his head so easy, mate. And the thing is, if he kept going, if he had the mindset like he just kept going, he would be, in my opinion, a very good level pro. But he'll do one or two shows, and if the result doesn't quite go the way he wants it to, he does lose his head a little bit. And then that's it. It'll come off everything and stop. So if he just kept going, no matter what the result is in the first couple of shows, I mean, I'm sure they'll be great anyway. Because as he says, like 10 weeks out, this is the best he's looked. And I don't know if you followed any of his previous preps. Mate, this guy transforms so fucking quick. It's
I've
ridiculous.
seen, I know.
Absolutely ridiculous. But that's what I mean. If he can achieve that in such a short time frame, imagine what it'd look like if he just kept consistent all year round. That's what I want to see as well, because you're right, he has got a lot of potential. So let's
Um,
see what he does this year.
yeah, I think we've seen a lot of competitors fall where they have great potential, but they don't meet it for one reason or another. And I don't want to see Gerald fall on that corner of people who didn't live up to that potential, because he's got some crazy genetics ratio. You said how quick he could just turn it up and bring in that condition. So many people would kill for that.
Yeah.
So once again, it's a dream partnership. Him and Zach make it happen. Will it happen? I've got my fingers crossed. Do you think he could win his pro card in any lineup?
No, not in any lineup. And the reason I say that, because he's going to be competing around the same time as Tamas. So I don't think he'll have the size and the density that Tamas does. But what he does have is he has very good structure. So in a lot of lineups, I think he'll do very well. But I don't think, just because again he doesn't stay consistent year round, I don't think he'll beat the other elite level genetic guys that are consistent year round.
Yeah. Hey, look, man, don't talk about density or size, because we saw what Josh Ward did I think NPC Europeans completely was the exception, and obviously I know he beat Gerald in that high class, and then went on to take the pro card. But yes, Gerald. No, in fact, it's not even proven wrong because I actually want you to go win your pro card. I want to see the potential finally live up, roll back for years, make it happen, and with Zach in corner, why not?
If like I said before, as long as he keeps going, if he does like two or three pro qualifiers, I can almost get and he nails it on each one, I can almost guarantee he'll get it.
Talk about another guy who is looking very good to push for his pro card, and that is Dan Talabi, who is coached by Tom Hames. He is doing the Muscle Contest Island Amateur Show, and then it's followed by the Pro Qualifier the next day. So Irish, young kid, lots of muscle. Let me just bring up a couple of pictures. I mean, fucking that
This
side
is
chest
like
is ridiculous. Side
absolutely
tricep, sorry.
crazy. Yeah. It's just how deep that chest is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy, man. And
So
they've still got plenty of time. How many weeks out is Ireland?
this was 12.5 weeks out, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
now 10 weeks out. So I believe this was 11 weeks out.
Mm.
And if I just bring up like this was him a last year as a first timer. So we know condition wise it'll need to be tighter if he is going to push for the pro card. And of course he's added that extra size. But I know when I spoke to Tom Hibbs a while ago, he's got a lot of big hitters pushing for that pro card in 2025. Dan is definitely one of them. And it's a muscle contest show. It's Ireland. I believe that show is on the same weekend as the New York Pro. Um, I'm not sure what numbers are like on the amateur side for the Irish show, so it could be a first hit, first win.
Yeah, it's never that busy. I do hope Ireland this year actually give out the IFBB Pro cards because they didn't do that last year, did they? They gave out trophy, which was cool, but they
Did we
didn't have
not?
gave the status IFBB Pro, but like Pierce won his pro card, but they didn't give him a physical copy of the card, which I think is quite like if I got my pro card, I want to hold that shit up. I want to hold it on stage. So
Definitely.
hopefully they have that this year.
Try and find it. I made note of this next person called April Lusher. The reason why I put her up is because she's doing the fit model class. So I thought it'd always be decent to bring up somebody who's doing the fit model. Let me just bring up. I think it's from. He's part of Overload. She's part of Overloaded Physiques. Wonder
You
if
know what?
she
I'm dead intrigued to see what the numbers are going to be like in Fit Model.
can't find it. Guys, I seriously, if you guys got an Instagram account, why can't you have it as your name? That's got to be something else. I know it's not this person. Okay, sorry, Paul. Need to can't find you here. Were you over there? Were you with somebody else? I tell you what, when you're talking through the next person, I'll have a look. Um, Next person. Okay, I'm sure this guy's been competing for over a decade now, and that's Joe.
Yeah, he actually trains in the same gym as me. He's a big boy, very,
Which
very
gym is
big boy.
so? How tall is he?
I'd say he's about 6'1", maybe. He's at least as tall as me, so maybe 6 foot, maybe 6'1".
So, I mean, for me, I love when he's gone through the ranks of like fitness model shows, my pro, I think maybe WBFF, and we've seen him go on to the NPC ranks, open bodybuilder. I think he dropped a classic at one point, and now is he back in the open? He must be back in the open,
Yeah,
right? This is
yeah,
open. It's definitely
yeah.
not classic. Um, Yeah, I mean, for Joe, I remember there was one year where he came so close for his pro card. I can't remember if he lost out by a point, and that was the closest he ever got. I don't believe he competed last year. He's obviously under the guidance of Patrick Tour, so obviously Logan Franklin's coach, where condition is never a problem, and from previous preps, condition has not been a problem for Joe as well. I guess for him as well, what's always the big question is when you are competing with super heavyweights, you can be competing against those shorter guys who just look so dense, who look so thick, and sometimes the eyes can be drawn from there versus for tall lad. Definitely Joe in the right lineup. can push for his pro card. He's proved it in the past, and he could do it again. This is one guy who's just been knocked out of the door for so long. What's your thoughts, mate?
Again, like I said, like he trains in the same gym as me, although we haven't actually spoke before. But you can just he's a big guy in person. Like pictures like this, I don't think really does him that much justice because he has got a lot of muscle mass. So yes, although he might be against some guys that are shorter, but I do feel like he does fill the frame like fairly well.
He does.
So like you said, like if he brings that gnarly conditioning, uh, you never know what might happen.
Yeah. I remember, I wonder if there's any pictures here of him from the past shows. Like, well, I was literally about to mention the side chest, um, because, like, yeah, it's killer. It's such a killer shot for him. Like the hams just drop in, that condition, everything is it's just gnarly, gnarly, the word that those Americans use. Um, yeah, it's he's he's been knocking on the door for a while. Can 2025 be the year? He's got obviously some major guidance behind him in Patrick, and I think once again
Oh,
in
I've
the
lost you,
right
mate.
lineup, he could be such a tough guy to beat. I'm hoping this will be the year he gets his pro card. For someone to be knocking on the door so long, you like to see those people be successful. Look, we've seen Joey Farrell. Joe Farrell win his pro card. Um, Similar structure in a way. I know Joe, I think he's about 6 foot, I think. So it's, we've seen the success of taller competitors in the UK getting pro card. Ben Featherstone, not 6 foot, but still taller than the average bodybuilder.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah,
could happen. Could happen. I don't know what the lineup's going to be like at this first pro qualifier, like how busy it's going to be. I know men's physique is very busy. I don't know how busy classic or bodybuilding is. It's the first one of the year. Sometimes it can be hit and miss.
I'm going to bring up Maz. I did a post of Maz earlier today, who's coached by Rob Taylor, Barnsley Pitbull, and she's aiming for the Two Roads Regional in 4 weeks, and then she's going to go over to FIBO a week later, and like, I mean, I'm looking at physique, the muscle from the back, the shape. We're already seeing that condition coming through. Is there? I thought there was another picture as well, but
Mate, it's the
she's
condition
off.
for me. 4 weeks out and she's got fucking glute striations coming through. That's crazy.
The only reason why she may not win the pro card in 2025 is because of that rule where if you don't have enough competitors, and as we know in these type of divisions like women's physique, it can be so touch and go that sometimes you can be absolutely on point and you're left because you're the only competitor in your class and you get to the overalls and there's only two other competitors and they don't award the pro card. It's the rules. That's unfortunate. And for these
How
kind of
many?
divisions,
How many is it? How many does it have to be?
five?
Is it five? Is it?
I think it's
Yeah.
five. Yeah,
Man, you'd be so gutted, wouldn't you? Especially if, like, I have heard that you can apply
you
still
can.
for it. I don't know how, like, how much they grant that, but you would be gutted if you really were worthy of it and they didn't give it to you.
I've seen a few people in the UK that's applied and that were successful in getting their pro card as
Ah,
well.
good.
So I know it's obviously happened, but once again, yeah, you want to win your pro card with an overall lineup. So best of luck, Maz, for that. I'm going to bring this guy up, this Chris Bayne.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know, Chris.
I'm going to bring him up because the guy, he's such a nice guy and serial competitor.
Mate,
And
he just fucking loves the sport, doesn't he? He just loves it. He usually does long seasons. He does a lot of shows. He collects a lot of trophies. I know his big goal this year is to get the PCA Pro card, right?
I was about to say that. So it's 8 days out from his 30th ever show. Um, 8 days after 30th, yes, 30th ever show, and then yeah, he's got a few more, which of course he'll be targeting the Scotland ones. As we know, the PCA Scotland will be awarding pro cards this year for the first time, which I know is definitely a target for himself. So he's got a few of those shows up in Scotland, which Scottish shows they kick off the UK season really. Middle of March, going towards the end of April. You have about 7 or 8 of those shows.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So I really hope he gets it for a couple of reasons. First of all, he's a nice guy for sure. Secondly, this is the best I've seen him. Like he's in condition. Like he was in condition a couple of weeks ago. But the third reason is I know his coach, Von, Prep Coach UK,
Yeah, yeah.
and he's never had a PCA Pro or an IFBB Pro yet. And I know he really wants that. And he's a good coach, so he deserves to get it as well. So they both deserve the win. So I hope it happens. I don't know if it's going to be a case in that Scottish show where it's just the overall winner. I imagine it is. That gets the pro card.
There's 4 cards total, so yeah, overall.
Overall winner. Okay, so yeah, well, we'll see what happens. But mate, the condition that they're bringing is very good.
He's been very successful with them. He won the Manchester show, I believe, last year in his high class. And of course, like last year, pretty much won a class in every federation. So, but we know in Scotland that and the Granite Classic are the ones where they bring a lot of numbers. Like if you're a Scottish competitor, it's in your diary, especially with it being the first ever pro qualifier put on in Scotland. So it's going to be busy. I don't. kn- I do think that maybe a lot of those Scottish heavyweights might have their eye turned to the NPC and IFBB, therefore maybe not dabbling into that show. So, look, Chris, my fingers are crossed that you
I hope he gets the bodybuilding one. And I also there's a chap called Finley Roberts. I don't know if you know him.
yeah, yeah.
He's going for the Scottish show as well, and I think he could be definitely one to watch out for getting a pro card there.
Well,
He
our
should have
next
had it,
guy,
to be honest. I don't know if you've known him before, Finley. Like he should have had it in 2023.
yeah,
But he was looking great. He won a sword and stuff, but he lost his head a little bit and he fucked it up towards the end. So he came in at the finals off condition, unfortunately. But yeah, he's
fine
good.
margins. Okay, Obi Fit. Have you come across this guy?
Yeah, we spoke the other day. Mate, he's
Okay,
looking deadly. Very good structure. And like, well, it's not so much his structure, actually. I think it's the way he poses. He's good at posing. Like this front shot and the back shot. He's added a lot of size this year. He's a tall guy as well. I think he's like 6'2".
six
So
two. Oh,
yeah, yeah. So he's going to be quite a dominant presence. I know he's going for the first show as well.
I see.
So yeah.
It's for me, obviously, with men's physique, looks great. Great shape. We can see that condition should be coming in as well. From the rear as well, solid back. But once again, we know the UK men's physique scene, and it's all about, a lot of times physiques can look the same, and have you got that wow factor, and the wow factor that we spoke about in Kyle and Tamas, who are already showing it already. But yeah, Obi, 6'2". I'm trying to think of who are the main big hitters for that height. I know Kelvin is one.
I have a feel. Well, guys going for this show, I have a feeling that Michael Straker's going to turn up. He
Yeah,
likes to
but
keep
yeah,
things
he's
quiet.
been up with for a long time, but
He
never
keeps
makes
things
it.
quiet, but I reckon he'll be there. So and Martin's got another guy as well. But I think for me, Obi is looking dangerous,
Yeah,
and he's the type of guy which I think will actually look more impressive in person because I mean he's 104 kilos there, like that. Like that's a
it's just
big weight. And someone like Kyle, I'm pretty sure Kyle's like 86, 87 kilos. So that's a big difference in weight. So when they're standing next to each other, that can give Obi a little bit of an edge. But we know that it's not always about weight. So we'll have to see what happens again on the day and see what they look like next to each other.
yeah. No, best of luck, Obi. I'm gonna bring up one of your coach's clients up in Josh Dougall. He's
Oh
coaching.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's big as well. He's a young one as well, isn't he?
only 23 years old.
Fucking hell, man. That's mental.
Only only 23 years old, 4.5 weeks out, which often tells me it's the first two rows regional, which of course everyone will be looking to jump on. How I'm pretty sure he's a tall guy as well.
Right. I've never met him before. I've never seen him on stage, so I don't know, but he's got a lot of mass, man. Oh, what the fuck? Like, his parents put Tren in his cornflakes.
That's ridiculous.
That's
That
just
side tricep
stupid.
is absolutely mad.
Yeah, that's crazy. When was that? 1 week ago.
That's 1 week ago.
Is he doing the first lot of shows?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, man. He's very
Well,
good.
like Maya said, dangerous, and dangerous is clearly the word. Martin knows how to get the best out of his clients, his athletes, and obviously you being one of them, Matt.
Mm,
But yeah, Josh, best of luck for that. I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of your prep pictures. Um, I'm going to bring up a classic dude. I'm going to bring a classic lad, and that is Josh Blue.
yeah, man. I'll tell you what, he's going to be if anyone matches him on condition, I'll be surprised because he's been peeled for ages and he's just getting sharper and sharper. So he's a really nice guy. Obviously, we had him on actually. We had him on the show when we covered the Olympia, I think, because he's a good friend of Ryan Terry, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah, I've known Josh for quite a while, and as we see, 4 weeks out from first show, 6 weeks out of pro qualifier. Um, Condition, he knows how to get conditioned. He's got a great set of wheels, plenty of muscle there. But as we know, classic, very tough category. We've seen some great classic competitors on the amateur ranks in the UK not get their pro status, and I definitely feel that Josh is going to be there, knock of the door. I mean, look, we see him at side tricep, we can see the obliques, the conditions, bringing our waist in, triceps have to pop in. Let's see a bit from the rear as well, see how the back is looking. See that
That's
Christmas tree, very nice.
4 weeks out. That's very good condition.
Yeah.
The thing is with me, with him, like, I don't know how close he is to his cap. The only thing that someone could beat him on is potentially structure, right? There are guys out there with a smaller waist, for example. That's where he could potentially get edged out. But in terms of muscular development, in terms of condition, like he's got it. So yeah.
Yeah, we know condition is not going to be an issue, and he's going to be there or thereabouts. So, yes, Josh, looking quality there, buddy. Um, oh yes, next one is I want to bring up this lad, yeah, Sam Corio. Have you seen him before?
No.
So he won the overall PCA London. He did obviously two bros last year. He's at 280 pounds. I remember seeing him. I can't remember which two bros show it was, but he looked absolutely wild. Like you can see, this is 280 pounds, small waist, wide shoulders. Like
How
it's
tall is he?
sorry?
How tall is he?
I have no idea, man. No idea.
Yeah, that's impressive for 280.
But he was, I remember it was I don't know if it was the same height as Jack Richardson who got his pro card at the British. But I think the conversation was it was going to be between like Sam, Jack, and those and Conan, Tom Hames' client, about who's going to try and push for the pro card. And look, Sam at 280 pounds right now, seeing the condition he brings at PCA, and he brings that again with this kind of size, there's no way that anybody can ignore him. He's clearly putting on the the work in this off season. So Sam, best of luck, buddy. You're looking great, and I can't wait to see you see what it looks like when you have to peel down.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause some people, when they chasing size and stuff, they can really get a bit sloppy in the off season. But he still looks good condition now. He's still got his quad lines, still got abs in. It's impressive.
Okay. Any people you want to bring up, mate?
We've covered a lot of them, to be fair. Yeah, no, I think we covered a lot of them. Like I said, I was only going to show you Finley because I think he's looking good for the Scottish.
Finley.
Yeah,
Let me bring him up. Oh, there he is. I saw him straight away. Finley Roberts, there he is.
yeah. This guy's young. He's very, very young. I think he's like 24. But you can see there where he won the sword. Like that's a great structure. Um, he needs to stop hitting bodybuilding poses. Sticks.
Yeah, what's this about?
But there you go. That's more of a men's physique shot. So yeah, for being so young, I think he looks great. And like I said, I think he could be one to watch out for that PCA Pro card at Scotland.
Definitely, mate. Definitely. In fact, isn't the guy I want to bring up? I think I'll go right. Joshua Connolly. He's one of my guys who I think could my prospects for 2025. Only 2022. Classic physique competitor. Um, nearly hit at 97 kg at the moment, but really like the flow of his physique.
Mm.
Only young kid. He did tremendously well at PCA last year. I believe he was started the first timer, and he did get his pro card a little bit later on. But really solid physique for only being 22 years old. And he's one of my definite picks to push for the classic pro card this year.
You say he's 22?
Yeah,
That's crazy, man. There's so many young people coming up through the sport that look insane, isn't there?
yeah, man, he's looking solid. Looking solid, buddy. I can't remember when he was pick, which shows he was picking, but he's looking good.
Right. If we look at the shows that are coming up first, then, so we've got, is it Detroit?
Well, as you mentioned Detroit, I'm literally about to bring up Jack Eagles.
So we've got one amateur going over there, and I think two pros, is it?
So let's bring up both pros. We've got Jack Eagles, who is, well, I mean, I don't know what to say really, man. I mean, I don't know if there's any more words that can be used for this guy. I mean, having known him since 2020 when he was 17, you've even got Mike the Badass, Mike Sommerfeld saying beautiful. Sam Sulek has just started following him. He, every time he posts a checkered picture, it just blows me away.
Yeah. Yeah, very impressive, mate. Him and Tom have done a fantastic job, and I do think it's a good benefit of staying with a coach long term. And I know Jack preaches this a lot because it's paid off for him. You know, Jack puts in the work. He's got great genetics. Tom knows how to work with him as well, and make the improvement that they've made since Jack got his pro card to now is very impressive. Do you think he'll stay in Classic for long?
Yeah, I do. I do. I just don't think that it'd be ridiculous to talk or even flirt with the idea of open. I think he's we're still waiting to see Jack hit that ridiculous condition, which gives that belief that there's still room in there that he can, even though he might hit his weight limit, is well, what is his condition like? Can he be tighter? Can he be more shredded? And looking right now, it's looking great. Now we know Detroit. Wesley Vissers on his YouTube has announced that he's 50-50 about doing Detroit. He's going to know more over the next few weeks. And if he does do Detroit, he wins, he's not doing Olympia. He's going to shut it down. He wants to just focus for 2026. Um, oh, fuck's sake. What was the guy's name who came third at the Arnold's Classic Physique? How am I forget his name?
Uh, oh no. What's he look like?
God. Don't you really look. Ah, there it is. Sorry. Okay. Matt Grego.
Oh yeah.
Matt
Yeah.
Grego's doing it as well. So obviously he'll be the front runner. So
Yes. Big
Matt Grego,
legs.
Wesley, and you have got some of the other boys. I think for Jack, it'd be great to see him in that first call out
That'd be
with
epic.
those guys. Now, if he's got Fibo afterwards, I imagine Grego will probably win the Detroit. Then the question mark is on Wesley Vissers. Did he shut it down at Detroit, or is he actually going to go over to FIBO because FIBO has announced that he is competing, and FIBO is sponsored the show. The show is sponsored by ESN. ESN is a sponsor of Wesley Vissers. Not saying it's part of the contract, but is he maybe looking to shut it down on the show on not home soil but close to
Yeah.
Holland?
Yeah.
So then it's how will Jack do there? For me, I told Jack the other day, if he is close, like if he's third, fourth, he we've seen it with Jose last year. Jose got to Olympia via Spain, and really that Emilio show lineup was just his show. There was nobody close. You put Jack in some of these European pro shows, he's taken an Olympia ticket.
Hmm.
And the moment you get to Olympia and you have a strong year, strong show like now Darwin, you all of a sudden you're remembered and
Yeah.
you're being talked about as Olympian, and therefore you have some credit in the bank when you go to
Yeah.
these future shows because you're being an Olympia, you've had that experience. So yeah, I hope
I would like to see Jack next to Wesley because if you look at Jack's strengths is his overall flow of his physique and his balance. If you look at his legs, they're very fucking good. Goes into that tiny waist, the lats are flaring. That is pretty much Wesley's weakness. right? Wesley's strengths is his arms, which is probably Jack's weakness. So it's going to be very interesting because they're extremely different physiques. Like they've got different strengths, different weaknesses. It's going to be what the judges go for on the day. But I
Yeah,
want to see it. I want to see them next to each other.
definitely.
Have we got?
Okay,
There's another UK classic guy going over there, isn't there?
there is. I'm about to bring him up, and that is Alex Kent.
That's it. Yeah,
And Alex, I mean, yeah, this his physique just is the persona of classic physique.
yeah.
This is 3 weeks out.
I
Have a
really
look.
like his, I really like his posing, and
Yeah,
and
me
and
too.
again the flow of his physique. I think that's his strength, isn't it? Will he struggle a little bit with size next to some of these other guys? Potentially, but we know with classic physique, it's not necessarily always a size game. So, but
Crazy
yeah,
biceps.
yeah, very, very good.
Love that shot here. Yeah,
When did he get his card? Was it last year or the year before?
I can't remember, man. Can't remember. Man, to me, that's I can't remember everyone who wins their pro card. There's so many pro cards.
It's your job now, Suki. You
Yeah,
got to
but
remember.
if you won your pro card before I kind of create the page, therefore, that's I'm exempted. But
But yeah, it looks like he's going to be bringing a good condition. Was it 3 weeks out here? Yeah, looks like he's on target. So, do you know what the full lineup is? Is it quite a deep lineup?
do I feel okay? Is Sas doing Detroit, isn't he?
I'm pretty sure he is, mate. Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Well, let me bring up Sas while I just have a little think about who are the other guys. Here we go.
Fucking hell, man.
What the fuck is that?
He's a mutant, isn't he?
Mate, his leg is pregnant. That is ridiculous. Look at that drop.
He looks bigger. He looks bigger than last time he competed.
That
So
is.
I think he competed. It was last year, I believe, wasn't it? He did the Spain show in Alicante. He was against William Bonac. He was against Crizzo. In my personal opinion, I was there. I think I had him above Crizzo. Crizzo was off a little bit that day, but Sassa's got phenomenal muscle bellies. His weakness was his back width, but I know he's been really focusing on that. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what he can do in Detroit.
So we know Detroit, Sas, James Hollingshead. I believe he's doing it.
Is he? Okay, cool.
Correct if I'm wrong, but I believe he is. Okay, ah the guy who competed at the Arnold's? I think he was ninth, no, eighth place. Oh my God, forgot his name. They see him as the front runner.
If you go on the Detroit page, I'm sure they've got the lineup. I'm sure they would have posted.
I'm on my Detroit page now.
Hmm.
Oh, there is Carlos Thomas,
Oh, okay. Oh, Sass will beat him. He just didn't. He didn't have the condition, did he?
William Bonac.
Now that will be good because, like I said, William beat Sass last time. I think William won that Spain show, so that's going to be a good test for Sass to get next to him again.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking at the main ones here. So James Hollingshead, William Bonac, Carlos Thomas. You can't. He's going to take the data off the Arnold's and can he bring it in? Um, let's not write him off. But yeah, they look like the main four.
Battle
So
between Sass and James.
sorry,
Who? Battle between Sass and James. Who's your money on there?
that's yeah.
Did you say pass? Oh, you said
No,
Sass. Oh,
Sass,
okay.
and that's not against James. That's just every that Sass's physique just pops in all different angles. The man mostly he carries, and I mean I thought James looked great at the Arnold. I do feel I've seen him better, and it's going to be if James goes back better than Arnold, then you know what the eyes are back on him. But they're still going to be it's going to be interesting with Sass with what we're seeing right now. We haven't seen him since what the New York Pro was it in 2024?
Did he do that show? Sass? I don't know. No, it was Alicante, which was around June time.
Was it? Sorry. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. The Jew. Yeah. I don't want got New York in my head because it's May. Yeah. I just want to see what we've seen what James looks like currently. Let's see what Sass looks like when he puts on the trunks come Detroit.
Mm.
I'm trying to think who are the other UK competitors that could be competing. around that time.
Um, I'm not too sure. Like I said, I know there's an amateur going over to Detroit called Adam.
Who?
Adam, he's men's
Adam
physique guy.
what?
I don't know his second name. He changed it recently. Hold on, I'll find him. He's got crazy obliques and abs. It's called Impact Coaching underscore Adam.
Sorry, what was it again? Sorry.
Impact Coaching underscore
Impact
Adam.
coaching.
Yeah.
Here he is. Oh, Adam Wallace. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, man. The guy's psh, has
Probably like one of the best midsections in the UK, I'd say.
oh yeah. I mean, it is
Crazy.
it is ridiculous midsection. Like absolutely peeled. Obliques are when he brings it in on show day, he brings it in. Of course, for him, um, size is gonna be a concern.
Yeah.
Um, damn, I didn't realize he had that many tattoos. Sometimes it can draw the eyes away, but look, he's done few other federations. He did compete with me back in the past as well. He's been very successful. So yeah, man, go out to Detroit. I mean, look, we've seen as well where, for example, the amateur Arnold's that was just gone. You look at some of those lineups and you put some of the guys who you know are competing at the first two bros regional or could be the first pro qualifier, you're thinking, my God, if they were ready, like a few weeks before, a month before, throw
Yeah.
them in those lineups. Men's physique is up for grabs, bikinis up for grabs, classics up for grabs. Open bodybuilding, the super heavyweights was the toughest one of the day. There was a very solid top three, but really all the rest, I could make a case for a good five UK guys and girls in each division to challenge for those pro cards.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Problem is, mate, it was just so much earlier in the year, isn't it? And it's expensive to get to. That was a drawback for a lot of people, I know.
We knew, like we saw it last year, the amateur Arnold isn't the greatest lineups. It is like those lineups are like a April or May regional.
Mm, mm.
Um, so we knew that already. We knew the rules in regards to obviously making sure you've done a show beforehand, blah blah blah. So I'm surprised. I'm really surprised we didn't see any UK competitors out there because what a better place to win your pro card than the Arnolds.
Yeah, be pretty
Bullshitting it
cool.
being there.
It might change things slightly now that they gave away two pro cards in men's physique.
Yeah, they did.
Was that the only category they did that in?
No, bikini as well.
So it must have been based on numbers, right?
Yeah.
Which will be a good topic for conversation with our guests tomorrow, which I know we're going to talk about the numbers that men's physique brings in. Does it deserve more money and things? But that's for another episode.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Okay. I think we've gone through a fair lot of competitors. So, guys, let me know in the comments below. Who do you think is your number one pick out of all those that could get the Ivy Pro card? And let me know anyone you think I've missed off because I'd love to make sure that I'm not missing anyone. I can't see everyone who's competing. I do get tagged a lot, but I want to make sure that on a weekly basis we're not forgetting about the amateur scene and we are putting a spotlight on those competitors who are either knocking on the door of the pro card or showing great promise that one day they could be the ones that we're talking about holding that big red card.
Yeah, man. It's going to be so much better when the season actually starts as well, because we're going to do these episodes weekly again, right? We'll start recapping the shows and still doing this. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be good.
When's your show?
First one.
First one as well.
First one as well, mate. Yeah.
There we go, man. We do this update as well, like obviously on your show. Okay, so you're doing the first two rows, and then you'll do the pro qualifier 2 weeks later, or you do an international one.
Yep, that'll be the next one. So the one 2 weeks after. I did debate FIBO, but just in case I want to change anything, it didn't give me a lot of time in terms of the physique. So yeah, that'd be that one after that. Then potentially Portugal, and then Sweden, and then that'll be it.
Sweden, love it. I love those shows in Sweden.
Yeah. Are you
They're
going to any
great.
of those?
Sorry,
Are you going to be going to any of those?
the Sweden one is the same weekend as Pittsburgh.
Oh, right. Okay. So probably
Yeah,
not then.
so yeah, so it might be over there. Is Martin happy with everything?
Yeah, mate, everything's on track. Everything's where it needs to be. I'm in the dig zone right now. But yeah, mate, it's good. I mean, I should be about 6 or 7 kilos up from when I got my PCA Pro card. So hopefully it'll be enough. But we'll see. Time will tell.
We need something to kind of put in a white space gap behind you on the wall. It's
Lovely
very
space, doesn't
empty.
it, mate? It needs to be filled. It does need to
So
be filled. I'll have 3 opportunities to get it. So
you
we'll
you
see.
you can see a line, a mark where something used to be there, but it's been taken down. All right, look, we're gonna leave it as that, and look, we'll touch base again next week with the next lot of IB Pro prospects, Pro card prospects. Like I say, guys, drop me a comment below. Let me know who are the ones we should keep an eye out for, and who are the ones I've talked about today. We talked about today, who will stand out in your eyes. All right, take it easy, Matt.